Welcome back, guys. This is going to be part 13 of the I200 restoration. As you can see now, this is coming along pretty well. We've got a load of this work done here now, all this front end, all the chassis done, moved up into the jacking points is all done, all the sills done, this has all been ground back. We've done the rear floor pans, we've done the front floor pans, we've done the rear arch, we've moved on into the rear quarter, come out pretty well. Put a panel in here as per the last video. This section of the boot floor has been done. We made our return flange there to spot weld into. We've put a return flange on this section there. Still not had a chance to flat this weld down, but that probably will get done today. So today's episode we're going to be concentrating on these closing panels. I've then got to make a little section to come around here to finish that off on that top lip. There's a very slight roll on the top of this as well. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, so I need to put this roll back into there to finish that bit off. I've made a template patch for there just using bits of cardboard. I did forget to press record on my camera, so I haven't actually filmed making these sections, but it's pretty much self-explanatory. Make a template out of cardboard, transfer that onto your sheet steel, cut it out, put it in. I always deburr the edges on stuff like this as well. You don't want little bits of sharp metal sticking out that are probably going to slice your fingers open. Always round the edges off, just make it a little bit more comfortable to handle, and it also stops it from getting jammed up and stuck in them corners up there. So that should go in pretty well, just like that. We get that welded in, we get that welded in, and then I'm not entirely sure yet whether I'm going to move to the spare wheel well and get that cut out, or whether to go back over to this side of the car and get this chassis rail done, because that's where the bulk of the work lies now, is basically replicating what we've done on this side with the splashback, floor pan, jacking point, inner chassis rail, outer chassis rail, fabricate these patches and fit the swan necks. That's all got to be done back on that side of the car. So I may well jump back to that yet, but we'll see what like for time. I would like to try and get this sort of started today. I have actually done a video on these inner chassis rails and what to look out for. This had been previously patched. It looked quite solid from the outside, but when you cut the outer skin off that, what lies inside there is not very good. As you can see there, I've been blowing holes in this with the hammer. This is where your strength lies in these cars. It's not in the outer skin. So bear in mind, if you see these chassis rails have been patched over, the chances are this in has not been repaired. It's always worthwhile making sure that these are good and strong. This is where all the strength is. If there's any impacts on this car, if you're involved in an accident, all that is going to be pushed into this chassis rail there, and if there's no strength in that, as you can think, that's going to crumble pretty badly. So keep an eye on them, guys. Make sure you get them repaired properly. Don't just patch over and hide all this rust, because it's not going to be strong. It will come back to bite you. Get it done properly. Right, anyway, I'm going to get back over here. I'm going to get these bits done. I'll be back in a minute. We've got these pieces in there now. I've recreated this top edge, produced a fold of a small rolled edge on there, as you can see. That ties in pretty well. I've done the same on this side. That closing panel's in. Do need to put a little piece in there yet. I forgot about that bit, so I'm going to put a little patch in there just to fill this section. I'll do the same thing again and just put that curled edge on to the top of that. So that is almost this section of the car complete. I didn't bother doing a sort of a welding section and a grinding section. You've seen this many times now on previous videos, so I'm just going to crack on now and just progress, get on to the next bit. Right, guys, so as you can see, we've got quite a bit more rust to deal with here, so this is going to be the next stage. We're going to get all this cut out. I'm going to make a cut down here into some decent steel, right through the chassis rail, and I'm going to trim across right down here, past this old repair patch, all the way up there, slightly into the bulkhead section to get all that nasty stuff out. We're going to follow this line through. We're going to cut all this lot out right up here, and then down here, following the A-post panel, Obviously we've got to repair this, but we'll come to that once we've got all this out and got some strength back in it. We're also going to be replacing this A-post closing panel. So there's quite a lot of rust here to deal with. Obviously this chassis rail is going to be completely removed. We're also going to have to chop out a section of this floor because it's quite soft in there. Again, this has had some weird patch put on from the inside, so we're going to chop a section of this out, get that gone. We've also got this section to deal with here, because you can see again this has had a bit of patchwork, so we're going to have to cut that out and we're going to replace that whole section with a nice piece. That'll be in a later video. So I'm still getting people asking, despite numerous videos, where this stuff's coming from. Splashbacks from Dave Deacon. Dave comments on most of the videos. If you need them, just click on Dave's profile, send him a private message, you'll find him on Facebook. Dave also does these fillet panels in here, which is this section which joins the two panels together. He also does the A-post closing panels, the battery trays and the washer trays. On this car we've got the swan neck covers and the chassis rails and the jacking points from TJM, TJ Motorsport. Floor pans, I bought these online. I managed to find these in the UK. Somebody was selling these who didn't need them anymore, so I bought them to use in this car. So I'm going to get all this chopped out now, and then I'll be back shortly. Well, I've got a bit of a hole cut there now. As always, you're constantly chasing rust on these things. So again, we've still got to cut this section out there. Obviously the sill's going to come off and this A-post panel's going to be repaired. But as you can see, some of the stuff that's hidden when you start getting into this type of job, there's quite a lot of filler been put in there. There's some nasty patch, it's not even been laid in flush. Some sort of kipper in there as well. Blobs of this stuff all over the place. That's pretty bad. Cut some of this out. This whole battery tray is going to be coming out and replaced with one of Dave's panels. All this section is going to be coming out and replaced with one of Dave's panels. I'm going to get the jig back on here. I've cut quite a lot of steel out of this, so we're going to get the jig put back on these chassis rails before we go any further. But yeah, this is turning into quite a large hole again. I'll just show you some of the stuff I've actually cut out of here. As you can see there, there's quite a lot of filler in that panel. The good old filler weld. How many? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skins of steel thick, and a good ½ inch of filler in there for good measure. Who the hell does repairs like that? I don't know, but that is pretty bad. And again, on there, patch upon patch upon patch upon patch. Nasty stuff. The chassis rail section we cut out, you can see, really thin that. So it's a good job of getting that out. Absolutely mullered. Jacking points. Don't know about you guys, but I certainly want wanting to be jacking my car up on that. Not nice at all. So I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Got a few other bits on today, so got a good hole cut there. I'm going to get the jig on and I'll probably get another couple of hours in tomorrow. I'll see you in the next one.